But we're here in Brazil broadcasting all week for a reason. If you're worried about the future of the United States, this is a good place to come to get a glimpse of it, or what it might look like depending on what choices we make. Brazil and the United States have much more in common than we realize. Both are huge countries. Brazil is actually a little larger than the continental United States. Countries with deep natural resources, diverse physical environment, diverse population, and a very divided political climate. On one side, you have a nationalist party. It's currently in power now. At least controls the executive in Brazil. On the other side, you have, in effect, a globalist party. And the tone of the politics here is bitter, and the stakes are very high. People go to prison in Brazil routinely when they lose elections. But the reason we're here is to take a look specifically at what China is doing in Brazil, all through Latin America and the Caribbean, and of course, all through Africa. China has effectively become the dominant colonial power, taking over countries mostly through economic deals, trade deals, through the presence of Chinese companies, and then exploiting those countries for their natural resources and effectively controlling their political systems. Brazil is the last pro-American country of any size in Latin America, but it's also the last country resisting China's colonial efforts. And we thought that would be worth watching, considering what's happening in our country and our relationship with China. Where's the Biden administration in all of this? Well, the Biden administration has, in effect, done nothing to protect Brazil from China's colonial interests. And in fact, they've done a lot to help China by weakening the relationship between the U.S. and Brazil, and by weakening America's position in the world. They've done this quite aggressively. You've watched it, you're living it. Energy prices, which are the key to any economy, have skyrocketed. That's happened on purpose. This administration has done that, both with its sanction regimes against Russia and its emphasis on, quote, green energy. As a result of those two factors, you're seeing the biggest rise in gas prices in American history. And at the same time, you're seeing a move to green energy forms that we buy from China. Solar panels, wind farms, the components for those come from China. So effectively, you're seeing a transfer of our energy grid from American control to Chinese control. This is an attack on the most basic institutions in American life. This is handing sovereignty over to our main global rival. It's bad for America. In fact, it's the worst possible thing for America. So in a functioning democratic system, this should be a problem for the people trying to do it. You can't undermine the country you lead and expect to continue to lead it in a democracy. And the Biden administration knows this. And that's one of the reasons that the signature tactic of the Biden administration, this is our topic tonight, has been the criminalizing of American politics. Why have a political debate when you can just arrest people who disagree with you? And that has happened far below the media radar since the day Joe Biden was elected. And tonight, to show it, we want to go through a litany, a list of Americans who have been arrested, detained by federal law enforcement on the orders of the Biden administration, not because they committed recognizable crimes, but because they disagreed with the political aims of the Biden administration. Now, again, you're not reading about this in the New York Times because the rest of the media are pretending that it's not happening. And instead, they're focused on the January 6th committee, which has taken, in fact, a lead role in this effort, rounding up enemies of the state. The entire process is a farce, and that was proved yesterday. If you watched the hearings yesterday, you know how absurd it is.